Okay, so welcome to the Abbey, everybody. We all have the pleasure this weekend of having teachings with Geshe Palge on Junjuk, which is Shantideva's text. Junjuk is the Tibetan title. It's a guide to a Bodhisattva's way of life. And this is a very, very important Mahayana text. So important that His Holiness in Pennsylvania this year, when he was teaching Lam Rim, he said, those of you who want to follow the Bodhisattva path with folded palms, I request you to study this text. So that's how important this text is, because it contains all the major Bodhisattva practices. And so we especially requested Geshe-la to teach chapter 8, which is the chapter on meditative stabilization. And in this chapter, it talks not only about meditative stabilization and how to do that, but it also brings in many topics from renunciation, because one of the biggest disturbances to our generating concentration is attachment to the happiness of this life and attachment to samsara. And so it brings in many teachings about how to generate renunciation for those. And then the basic part of the chapter deals with the topic of equalizing and exchanging self and others. And this is in particular what we requested Geshe-la to teach. It's a very, very precious teaching on how to generate bodhicitta. And it's for the disciples of sharp aptitude, which of course we like to think we are, but ha ha ha, we probably aren't, but it puts some good seeds in our minds. And as much as we try and practice these teachings, then that much benefit we receive. So it's really quite a beautiful teaching, and it really challenges so many of our assumptions about others, about our assumption that our friends and relatives are more important than everybody else. And our assumption, the big one, that we're more important than everybody else. Yeah. And our assumption that being self-centered and taking care of ourselves first is the path to happiness. So Shantideva really cuts at all these things in a very pointed, direct way that is extremely beneficial for our practice. So we should all do our utmost to listen to the teachings, and then in the meditation periods during this weekend to really go over what Geshe-la has taught and apply it to our life. And because when the teachings are fresh in your mind, this is the time when it's really beneficial. And then, when you go home, you can take the teachings with you and continue to reflect on